I will know that you are this thing. But you talk. You can just say, if I don't see you, say lower salary. Simple. But you don't interject and start talking. No, I'm releasing him to go. You have a question? You have a question? A supplementary question? On?
You call me now.
On what?
Yes, on this coxswain.
On what?
The last coxswain here.
And what was the last question?
315.
You see, you know, when you want to ask questions, I don't take names. These people here take names of all members. And when it was ready, I was ready with Kibuli East. I asked them, nobody. They said, no other person. So your tag was not up. No, but how come? All right, what supplementary question do you have? Honorable Minister, can we hear his supplementary question?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, in your response, you have taken him as a witness. It is true that this democracy also, this freedom of speech, should allow people to be insulted without no legal actions.
Thank you. Like I read, Section 25 is not absolute. Section 25(4) outline limitations of the exercise of rights under Section 25 itself. And this is the same Constitution that guarantees your rights under Section 25. Paragraph 4 states, and I will just read again for the benefit of your answer. The freedom referred to in subsections 1 and 2 shall be exercised subject to the law of the Gambia, insofar as that law imposes reasonable restrictions on the exercise of the rights and freedoms thereby conferred, which are necessary in a democratic society and are required in the interest of sovereignty and integrity of the Gambia, national security, public order, decency and morality, or in relation to contempt of court. So these are the limitations. On a case-by-case basis, I mean, we can all decipher as to whether certain conducts fall foul of these limitations or not with respect to our expression of freedom of speech, conscience, thought, and belief.
Honorable Minister, his question is, the right to insult people, is that also part of freedom?
Excellency, sorry, Honorable Speaker, absolutely no. Nobody has the right to insult anybody.
Honorable Member for Opanyomi. Mr. Once again, let me thank you very much for ably and eloquently answering all the questions posed to you. We thank you with your technical backup. Honorable members, we now proceed. Clerk, can we proceed?
Questions for oral answer by the Honorable Minister of Finance and Economic Affairs.
Thank you. May I now invite the Honorable Minister for Finance and Economic Affairs to take the podium. Honorable members, questions for which due notices were given to the Honorable Minister for Finance and Economic Affairs by honorable members for reply. Question number 228 of 2023 by the Honorable Member for Brikama South.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister for Finance and Economic Affairs inform this August Assembly about the actual amount of monies in euro and dollars incurred in the purchase of buses from TK Exports, and attach the following documents. 1. signed contract, all invoices, all payment made against invoices and GPA GPA approval.
Thank you. Honorable Speaker, I would like to inform the Honorable Member that the Social Security and Housing Finance Corporation spent 13 million euros on the procurement of buses. As GTSC is a private limited company, it is not required to go through GPPA procurement procedures. I thank you.
Honorable, any supplementary?
Honorable Minister, is it a priority of the Social Security to be procuring these buses, whether that actually is their direct mandate in order to procure these buses?
Honorable Speaker, we know GTSC, which is a private company, is wholly owned by Social Security, and they design their priorities based on their engagement with their subsidiary. Thank you.
Initially, we were told it was 9 million euros, and the difference, the one you are given is 13 million. What led to the disparity?
My written answer is 13 million.
Any no more. Question number 229 of 2023 by the Honorable Member for Brikama South.
Thank you. Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister for Finance and Economic Affairs inform this August Assembly whether the government or ministry owe money to Social Security, and if so, at what stage are they in the repayment process?
Honorable Speaker, I want to update this August Assembly that the Social Security Housing Finance Corporation loan to government was loaned to NAWEC to settle the ITFC facility, which NAWEC was unfortunately not in a position to pay on time. And so to avoid default, the Ministry of Finance and Economic Affairs approached the Social Security to take up the loan. For this, the Ministry of Finance and Economic Affairs signed an MOU with the Social Security and Housing Finance Corporation to take over the servicing of the loan towards the Social Security. The loan amount was 521,694,000, and the government has been honoring the payments until lately. The last payment received by Social Security was 50 million in June 2023, and the outstanding balance on this facility is 295 million.
Any supplementary?
Honorable Minister, when are you intending to complete the remaining 295 million? With the time frame, if possible.
Well, there is a schedule as per the MOU, and we will follow up that schedule. Thank you.
Any more? I think that's the second one. You have any more? No. Honorable Member for Woolly East.
Yes, thank you, Honorable Speaker. It would be interesting for the Minister to tell us whether the government provides any guarantee when the Social Security is providing loans to any of its agencies.
I don't understand what guarantee you're asking for, if you can clarify.
Well, if Social Security is giving loans to agencies of government, where do they have any collateral? Do they have any guarantee from government that if the agents did not pay, then the government would pay? Is there any guarantee like that?
Yes, in this one, interagency lending is at their own terms, but government became involved simply because government specifically asked Social Security to be engaged to settle. That was why.
Honorable member for Upper Salem.
Confirmed debts are there to serve payment for such, and not all of it will go because according to schedule, but a portion could be eligible for payment. Thank you.
Question number 230 of 2023 by the Honorable Member for Brikama South.
Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister for Finance and Economic Affairs update the August Assembly on the budget execution of the 2023 fiscal year? How much was attained from both tax and non-tax revenue against the target of $16.8 billion, and how much was attained from project program grant of $14 billion target, and how much from below the line item, that's the budget deficits?
Honorable Speaker, in response to the question on the budget execution, let me inform this August Assembly that the total domestic revenue received in the first half of 2023 stood at 8.36 billion. Of these, tax revenue constitutes 6.9 billion, while non-tax revenue amount to 1.39 billion. During this period,
which period specifically are you talking about, Honorable Minister?
I mentioned that first half of the year.
First half of the year.
Yes.
But the question is now given, we're looking at the last quarter, because almost in the last quarter, maybe the third quarter, probably.
This question was in September.
Yes.
So we have responded based on the first half numbers. The update for the performance up to September were given during the budget updates, but the response was on the first half when it was sent out.
No, Honorable Speaker, I think there is an error here, because I sent it during the second half. The minister was available, and this was forwarded, and this time it was updated. And that is, we are capturing the third quarter in my second question.
No, Honorable, what the minister is saying and what the table office informed me is these are September questions. And the minister will not be able to give you the third quarter's figures at the time.
No, but the issue here is he's giving us the first quarter.
He's giving you the first half, that is the January to June.
Okay.
January to June, not the first quarter.
I couldn't have reported earlier more than that.
Honorable member for Joshua.
Honorable Speaker, I'm withdrawing.
Question number 231 of 2023 by the Honorable member for Bundunkakunda.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister for Finance and Economic Affairs inform the August Assembly if Social Security Housing and Finance Corporation has plans to offer adequate and affordable housing scheme for the people rather than relying on real estate companies to dominate this sector?
Honorable Speaker, I would like to inform the Honorable Member for Bundunkakunda that currently the Social Security is identifying and purchasing lands to provide housing scheme. So far, the Social Security has purchased 3 pieces of land in Mandinaba and Jabang. Mandinaba alone has more than 800 compounds. The corporation is still pursuing its efforts in securing land across the country. The provincial estate plan is ongoing and is working on finalizing the paperwork with the stakeholders. Once the paperwork is complete, allocation in some provincial regions will commence before the end of the year.
Supplementary, Honorable Member? I mean the principal question.
No, it's okay for me.
Okay. Banjul Central?
Yeah, thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, is there a plan to roll it out? Is there a plan for a rollout?
Yes, the answer is saying that the corporation is still pursuing efforts to secure land across the country. Thank you.
Honorable Member for Parliamentary.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister inform this August Assembly based on his explanations with regards to the number of compounds that might be allocated or that might be feasible in Mandinering, which you've stated 800 compounds. How or how many compounds do you think will be available in Java? Thank you.
Honorable Speaker, the number of compounds for Mandela has been identified at 800. That of Jabang is not identified, and the corporation is working on it. Thank you.
Where are the questions? Honorable Member for Serekunda. No.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Could the Honorable Minister tell us which targeted class of citizens are this housing meant for?
Honorable Speaker,
Honorable Speaker, that's
that is for the Social Security.
Honorable
to
Speaker, point of order.
No, I have not listened to the question. I was talking.
Honorable Speaker,
What is the problem?
I have
Speaker,
been
point of
asked
order.
about the number of.
Honorable Member for Upper Numi, what are you saying?
Order, Honorable Speaker.
Come out, come on.
Yes. Order 43.1, supplementary question may be put for the purpose of elucidating an oral answer. What the honorable member is asking is a substantive question, and that has deviated completely from.
All right. Honorable members, I must apologize. I was talking to table office at the time of the questioning. What was the question?
The question is, what group of citizens, or what class of the citizens are targeted for this housing scheme?
That is a substantive question.
Yeah.
Honorable
Speaker, thank you. Sorry, Honorable Speaker. That is apt. And I want to remind my colleague to...
Honorable member, please. Please. Honorable member for Sabak Sanya.
Thank you very much. Honorable Minister, you mentioned that about 800 homes will be constructed according to your answer. What will be the modalities of distribution of those homes when constructed?
Honorable Speaker, the information we have is the number of compounds available. The distribution modalities have not been shared with us, and that will be, the corporation will go through their process.
Honorable members, if we make reference to the honorable member for Bundunga Kunda's question, whether Social Security has plans to offer adequate and affordable housing rather than leaving it to estate owners. That was the question. Question number 232 of 2023 by the honorable member for Bundunga Kunda.
Honorable Speaker, I'm withdrawing that question, please. Thank you.
Pardon?
Withdrawn.
323. Sorry, 232. You are withdrawing it. Hmm? Just a minute, just a minute. You said? That's the next question. Thank you very much, Honorable Member for Bunuakunda. I now invite, question number 233 of 2023 by the Honorable Member for Banjul South. I understand Banjul North has been delegated to read the question.
That's true. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. On behalf of the member for Banjul South, Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister for Finance and Economic Affairs tell this August Assembly from what funds would the unaccounted monies for the global funds be paid from? Thank you.
Honorable Speaker, I wish to inform the member for Banjul South that the Global Fund reimbursements will be paid from the Consolidated Revenue Fund through the budget. These payments are based on a scheduled payment plan of 4 equal installments that span from June 2023 to September 2024.
Any supplementary, Honorable Member?
No, that's noted. Thank you.
No more? When questions are being posed, if you want to put supplementary,
Yes, you just give us 2
please
minutes.
raise your tag so that we get you.
If you don't hear the answer, you're not just. Honorable Speaker, it will be interesting for us to know those who actually mismanage those funds, were they so charged? Because now this is come from the consolidated. What happened to those people?
That is point of order.
Yes, there is no need for point of order. I am myself ruling it out. Honorable Member, you can put those questions in and then send it to the Honorable. No, I'm also suggesting that if you have such questions, put them, post them as substantive questions. We now question number 234 of 2023, the Honorable Member for Upper Salum.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the membership of the Gambia in the ECOWAS and the African Union requires dues to be paid. Would the Honorable Minister for Finance and Economic Affairs inform this August Assembly how much is the Gambia paying to those institutions from 2015 to 2022, and on what budget line and budget entity are these paid?
Honorable Speaker, I wish to inform the Honorable Member for Upper Salem that the membership financing of ECOWAS and AU is done through community levies, ECOWAS levy and AU levy, on the imports coming from third-party countries. These levies are introduced through protocols approved by the head of states of the blocs. All monies collected from these levies are lodged directly into the designated accounts, ECOWAS and AU accounts, respectively, at the central bank. For the AU levy, transfers are made by the Accountant General to the AU Commission on the advice of the Minister of Foreign Affairs. In the case of ECOWAS levy, the account at the Central Bank of the Gambia is under the sole custody of ECOWAS Commission. For more details, please consult Minister of Foreign Affairs and Minister of Trade. Therefore, transfers involving ECOWAS and AU levies are not made from the budget, hence they did not affect the budget or any budget entity. Thank you.
Honorable, any supplementary?
Yes, thank you, Honorable Speaker. I asked the question purposely based on Section 150 of the Constitution, which says that all revenues that belong to the government must be deposited in the Consolidated Revenue Fund. But Section 2 also says that an act of parliament actually can create another, fund So I just want to find out if this levy was created through an act of parliament, because it can. So I just want to confirm that these levies actually were created by an act of parliament, which allows those funds to be taken to that fund instead of the consolidated revenue fund.
Honorable Speaker, membership of these bodies were ratified by the National Assembly jointly, and the working modalities of the protocols of those organizations require these levies. The levy protocols were approved by the head of states and are part of the working modalities of the membership of these bodies, so they have the legal basis to proceed. Thank you.
Question number 235 of 2023 by the Honorable Member for Jara Central. Question number 236 of 2023 by the Honorable Member for Nyamina Dankunku. Question number 237 of 2023 by the Honorable Member for Nyamina Dankunku also. Question number 358 of 2023 by the Honorable Member for Banjul Central. Question number 359 of 2023 by the Honorable Member for Banjul Central. Question number 360 of 2023 by the Honorable Member for Latrikunda Sabiji. I understand Banjul not is authorized to read the question.
Yes. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. On behalf of the member for Latrikunda Sabiji, Honorable Speaker, can the Honorable Minister of Finance and Economic Affairs inform this August Assembly what is the total amount of government investment outside the country in the current financial year? Thank you.
Honorable Speaker, I would like to inform the Honorable Member for Latrikunda Sabiji that the government has not acquired any assets or investments outside the Gambia in the current fiscal year so far.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable members, supplementary. Is there any? Woolley East.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, is the government thinking in any way to invest outside of this country, making any investments? Because we're talking about building embassies and all that, but it's not investment.
Yes. I need to be guided whether this is a substantive question or not.
It is.
question when I was consulting. So what is the point? What is the problem? There is a substantive question, you mean? Is that what the minister is saying?
I need guidance.
Honorable Speaker, there are self-appointed speakers here that are disturbing everybody on a continuous basis. This is not fair. If you are not going to ask questions, there is no need to interrupt other people.
Okay. Honorable Speaker, I would inform the honorable member that government intend to invest in acquiring its embassy premises, and in the current budget, allocation have been made for embassies in Dakar, Nigeria, and Addis Ababa. Thank you.
But I have just been informed that question number 361 of 2023 on the other paper, 362 of 2023, and the 363 of 2023 have been answered during the last session. That's the last session in September. So we now move to question number 364 of 2023 by the Honorable Member for Brikama South. He's out. Question number 366 of 2023 by the Honorable Member for Upper Salu.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister of Finance and Economic Affairs provide to this August Assembly a comprehensive list including name, location, amount, date, and contact details of all those that owe the Gambia Revenue Authority and the recovery actions they have taken on each one of them?
Honorable Speaker, the Gambia Revenue Authority continues to engage taxpayers with tax arrears through their compliance unit on the recovery of tax arrears. On the information of the taxpayers with tax arrears, please find attached a list for your information. And that list is 2 pages, which has a total number of taxpayers in arrears as recorded of 98, and the total balance outstanding from these at $1.466 billion. And the tax arrears covers the corporate income tax, value added tax, NETLL levy, pay as you earn, GSM license, GSM levy, rental tax, other taxes, and other non-resident taxes. In a nutshell, the list is 98, and I do not want to take the time of the National Assembly to read out all, but the list can be circulated. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Now, with this astronomical amount of 1.66 billion that's actually owed to Gambia government, what is your ministry doing to support the GRA to ensure that we collect these monies as quickly as possible?
Honorable Speaker, this actually was a subject of our discussion between my humble self and the board of GRA yesterday in my office. And we have informed them to put in place mechanism, not only people on this list, but even companies that we have informed this also August Assembly are not paying their taxes. So the ministry is having a task force that will be working with GRA to follow up on this list. And also some of the non-taxpayers we have been following. And we're pleased to inform the August Assembly that some of the large contractors have now come forward and agreed to pay. And they have a payment plan they are working with GRA on. I think 3 of them have already complied, and they are now going through the various stages of tax audit. But definitely, this is not only discussed with the DG, but with the entire board of GRA yesterday. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Would the Honorable Minister also confirm if there are any plan mitigating factors to ensure that we don't fall into the same trap again? Because again, this is really huge. So what kind of factors or mitigating factors would you put in place to ensure that they do not actually occur in the future?
Thank you very much. We have a number of measures. The new Tax and Revenue Directorate is making it mandatory that any application for any government business is only cleared when tax compliance is assured. For example, all duty waiver applications will only be processed when the various applicants give evidence that they are fully compliant and on time in terms of payments. That's one. Also, tax audits are going to be rigorously followed, and the Tax Directorate is also working with GRA to create a working team that will pursue legal action for long overdue defaulters. Thank you.
Honorable Member for Basse.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, was there any ultimatum given to these members who have arrears?
A number of them, Honorable Speaker, a number of the defaulters who have arrears are on payment plan, and those payment plans are being pursued. For some, legal action has been put into action, and that's also on course. These are the steps being taken. Thank you.
Honorable Member for Parliamentary.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, could Honorable Minister for Finance tell this August Assembly what are some of the major challenges that GRA is encountering in collecting the revenue or the taxes that they are supposed to? Thank you.
Honorable Speaker, GRA actually has been working hard, but one of the challenges they've been having was lack of digitalization. When Ascoda Wall was introduced at the customs and the ports, that has increased substantially. And also, they used to have challenges of inbound goods being dropped off through tax evasion. Now they have started implementing the single window, where they are now putting physical devices of tracking so that any lorry carrying dutiable goods will be tracked. I was briefed on the incidences that they have discovered so far, and in a number of about 4 or 5 incidents where lorries bound for BANJUL try to deviate and the GPS caused the alert for GRA to be able to track. They have an inspection as well as a scout unit that will follow the devices, the vehicles that have these devices. That's one. GRA is also being supported throughout by the Ministry of Finance at the policy level, particularly in identifying potential taxpayers who have not been paying, and we've been working with them. These are the major things, and even the entire government machinery, including my cabinet colleagues and the president, are all on board this revenue mobilization drive. And we have all been singing this song that there'll be nobody spared who is not complying with taxes. So far, that's why the tax revenue this year has outperformed not only their target, but last year, 2022, the tax revenue collected was 11.5 billion. This year, we are expected to collect 15.4 billion. These are the results of the efforts. Thank you.
Question number 367 of 2023, Honorable Member for Upper Salon.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the Gambia Investment and Export Promotion Agency, GAIPA, Act 2015, give special investment certificate SIC holders tax breaks among other incentives requiring them to invest certain amount of money, create employment, and train employees. Could the Honorable Minister for Finance and Economic Affairs inform this August Assembly? How often does MOFIA, through GAIPA, ascertain the compliance of these institutions with the terms and conditions of the SIC, and are these compliance checks being done regularly?
Honorable Speaker, I would like to inform the Honorable Member for Upper Salem that my ministry is a member of the Investment Incentive Awards Committee, which scrutinizes all SIC for recommendation to the Minister of Trade, Regional Integration and Employment for approval. In addition, as part of the approved SIC, an import list is provided to the GRA to assist in monitoring of the imported materials for the beneficiaries. Furthermore, in the execution of the approved SICs, the Investment Monitoring Committee, which includes GRA and MOFIA, conducts site inspections to ensure that the terms and conditions are adhered to and fully aligned to the work plan of the beneficiaries. Finally, MOFIA is also a board member of GAIPA and receives progress report on the SIC implementation and compliance.
Thank you very much. Would the Honorable Minister confirm, as a way of checking for compliance, whether the audited accounts of this institution actually are requested to confirm the investment they've made in line with their applications?
Well, the Honorable Speaker, I would inform the Honorable Member that the compliance audited accounts is just one of them, and the compliance team and monitoring team goes through a number of checks to ensure conformity to the investment thesis that these investors put. And as we speak, the audit of the SIC scheme is ongoing, and we have just received the draft report jointly, both for Ministry of Finance as well as for the Ministry of Trade. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Does the Minister actually have any plans to take a review of the SIC requirements, particularly on the issues relating to really what Gambia needs? Is there any plans to take a review of the SIC requirements?
Honorable Speaker, I would inform the Honorable Member that this has been noted, and as a result, the Minister of Trade is working with the Minister of Finance and other stakeholders to revise the GAIPA Act on the basis of which the SICs are granted in the light of your observations. Thank you.
Honorable Member for Wool East.
Yes, thank you. Honorable, one thing is not clear. How compliant are these SIC holders? What percentage of them do comply with this through your audits?
Honorable Speaker, that is the subject of the SIC audit, and we are waiting. We have just received the report. We'll go through the report, and the report will give the substantive details about the compliance regime. Thank you.
Question number 368 of 2023, Honorable Member for Upper Salem.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. The revenue base of this country is mainly from taxes. Could the Honorable Minister for Finance and Economic Affairs inform this August Assembly what strategies does the Minister actually have in collaboration with other ministries to diversify the revenue base of the economy, particularly the fisheries and mining sectors?
You said?
Honorable Speaker, I would like to inform this August Assembly that the Ministry acknowledges the need to diversify the revenue base. To this end, the Ministry embarked on a stakeholder outreach with the MDAs, respectively Fisheries, Land, Interior, Petroleum, Energy, and Foreign Affairs, to assess their current revenue sources, collection, efficiency, legal and regulatory frameworks, identify potential new sources, and examine the current level of fees chargeable. At the end of this exercise, a template has been developed for data collection, and the data to be collected will inform the gaps and the needed reforms in collection and administration of non-tax revenue to ensure optimization of non-tax revenue collection processes and efficient cost collection. And we have also featured in the non-tax revenue prominently in the ongoing budget exercise, and we believe the new regime for the non-tax collection will be announced as part of the budget speech expected this week. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. Now, would the Honorable Minister be willing to share this report, that the report on the gaps that they've uncovered into these sectors, so that we see also on our part what we can also do together?
Honorable Speaker, I think what we did, the gap, is we looked at when the last dates of the levies or charges or type of incomes were, and how long that has been, or activities that were performed but no revenue was charged. So it's not a report per se, but it's a table of fees that these agencies are doing, and we will be happy to share them with you. They have formed the basis of our revenue projections for the budget, and we will be also requesting a revision of these fees, which we have announced already, and as I mentioned, will be part of our reform measures for next year's revenue mobilization. But of course, we have no objection to share them with you. Absolutely.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister for Finance and Economic Affairs.
Honorable Speaker.
Ably
Honorable Speaker.
Our questions. And we thank you
Honorable Speaker.
With your technical backup.
Honorable Speaker, Banjul Central.
With your technical backup.
Honorable Speaker.
Clerk, can we proceed, please?
Honorable Speaker, Banjul Central. Honorable Speaker.
Questions for oral answers by the Honorable Minister for Lands and Regional Government.
Honorable members, questions for oral answers. May I now invite the Honorable Minister for Lands and Regional Government to take the podium. Honorable members, questions for which due notices were given to the Honorable Minister for Lands and Regional Government by honorable members for oral reply. Question number 265 of 2023 by the Honorable Member for Combo East.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, would the Honorable Minister for Lands and Regional Government update this August Assembly on the ongoing border issues between Talokoto village and in the Combo East and Busura village in the Combo Central?
Honorable Speaker, a ruling in favor of the 11 plaintiffs from Busura, Combo Central was pronounced by the Special Group Tribunal on 1st June 2021. As a result of this ruling, the sole defendant, Ole Matukoli of Talokoto, Combo East, was duly instructed to vacate the plaintiff's land within 1 calendar month, effective 1st June 2021. In accordance with this decision, the Sheriff's Division has executed 2 writs of possession. The first writ was dated 25th April 2023, followed by the second on 10th August 2023. Subsequently, the plaintiffs have been granted possession of the land as per the tribunal's ruling. However, it's important to note that the defendant, Ole Matukoli, has exercised her right to appeal the judgment,
As of now, the final outcome of this appeal remains pending and is yet to be determined.
Yes, any supplementary?
Yes, Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister explain further why the stall of that proceedings of the appeal, which has been filed almost 6 months ago?
Honorable Speaker, that is in the hands of the courts, which we do not have control over. We cannot determine when this appeal is going to be dealt with, but as soon as we have information from the courts, we can provide it.
Any other supplementary?
Honorable Speaker, I'm putting it to the Honorable Minister that is he aware that the regional governor,
What are you putting to him?
Is he aware? Is he?
Yes, is he
the Honorable
aware?
Minister
Exactly.
aware that the regional governor is engaging both parties through their district chiefs in trying to enforce the initial judgment that has been put on appeal?
Well, as of now, I'm not aware of that.
Any more supplementary, please? No. Question number 266 of 2023 by the Honorable Member for Bakau.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, it is an open fact that the government reserved land along the Sting Corner is a cause for concern in the country. The recent allocations and buildings being erected are not transparent to the public. Could the Honorable Minister for Lands and Regional Government tell this August Assembly what nationalities are these beneficiaries, what are the allocation criteria, and who were responsible for the allocations? Thank you.
Honorable Speaker, the Ministry is fully aware of allegations of irregularities in the allocation of land resources within the Kamalo industrial layout. In line with government policy, our commitment remains focused on ensuring the fair and transparent distribution of land resources for the betterment of our citizens and to advance our national development objectives. To address these concerns, a multi-sectoral task force has been convened to conduct a comprehensive review of all land allocation procedures in the Kamalo industrial layout. The task force's mandate extends to assessing reports of any environmental impacts resulting from land allocation, construction, and industrial activities in the Kamalo region. We are optimistic that the findings and recommendations derived from the task force's report will not only alleviate public concerns regarding land governance throughout our nation, but also underscore our dedication to responsible land management and environmental stewardship. The review process is ongoing. Therefore, I'm not at liberty to speak to its findings at this juncture.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, what is the timeline given to the task force to report back to your ministry?
What the latest information I have got is that the draft is ready and it will be shared with my office next week, God willing.
Thank you.
Woolly East.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Could the Minister endeavor to share that the result of that inquiry with the National Assembly?
We will be able to share it with the National Assembly once it's finalized.
Question number 267 of 2023. Honorable Member for Talending Kunya.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, for many months now, Abuko and Latrikunda are without an alcalo due to the demise of the sitting alcalos, and despite the fact that there are apparent successors in both villages, the ministry still fails to appoint a replacement. Could the Honorable Minister for Lands and Regional Government inform this August Assembly what implications are hindering the appointment of successors in both cases? Let me note that the issue of Abuko has been resolved. This question has been sent well before that happens.
Thank you very much. Honorable Speaker, the Kanifing Municipal Council promptly informed the ministry and put forth recommendations for the appointment of successors to replace the late Alcalo in both Latrikunda and Abuko. However, it is noteworthy that both nominations encountered challenges from interested parties in Abuko and Latrikunda, respectively. In the case of Latrikunda Sabiji, the official recommendation was to appoint the late Alcalo's eldest daughter as his successor. Nevertheless, this decision faced opposition from the Kujabikunda family, asserting that they were the original settlers of Latrikunda and as such, insisted that the successor Alcalo should be chosen from their family, which is the Kujabikunda family, rather than the incumbent holders, Jatakunda. In Abuko, the family officially recommended the eldest son of the late Alcalo through the Kanifing Municipal Council. In contrast, the Abuko Ward Development Committee and a cross-section of the community endorsed the youngest son, who had been actively assisting the late Alcalo in his duties until his passing. Ultimately, the eldest son was appointed as the successor. The ministry is actively engaged in collaborative efforts with relevant stakeholders to reach a conclusive decision in this matter, ensuring strict adherence to Section 142(2) of the Local Government Act 2002.
Any supplementary?
Yes, yes. Like I said, Abuko 1 is resolved now. Latrikunda, the Kujabi or Jatakunda you've mentioned, have they provided any sufficient evidence to the ministry to say that they are the earlier holders of that position?
Honorable Speaker, as I said, we are engaged in collaborative efforts with relevant stakeholders. The information that we need are all not available, and we are in the process of getting, all the necessary information. And that, of course, would include the evidence that you are asking for. As soon as we get that, a decision will be taken.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. I'm concerned with the time and the fact that as we are waiting for that thing to be resolved, documentation issue will be a problem in Latrikunda. Are you aware of that?
Honorable Speaker, I think it's better to take our time and get it right than rushing it just to have, other challenges that will be more difficult to deal with. We are cognizant of the importance of the time element, and we can assure you that we'll make sure that as quickly as possible it will be resolved.
Pardon? Honorable Member for Serekunda West.
Honorable Minister, is there no room for an acting Alcalo in the case of a demise of a substantial post station holder?
Honorable Speaker, of course there could be provision for acting Alcalo, but where you expect potential, conflicts, appointing an acting Alcalo may create, further problems. I think it's better we, do the engagements and get the, substantive Alcalo appointed than getting ourselves involved in, appointing an acting Alcalo. Because whoever you're going to appoint will be from the community, and since they are divided, it's possible that, one side may feel, aggrieved and want to take up the matter.
Honorable Member for Opanyumi.
Yeah, Honorable Speaker, thank you very much. Honorable Minister, the Honorable Member is very concerned about the time. And don't you think that delay may cause more chaos in the community?
Well, we are not deliberately delaying it. As I said, we are trying to be cautious in, an attempt to get an alcalo, not to put ourselves in a situation where you will be creating more problems. We are cognizant of the importance of time element, but really, if you are dealing with communities that, have divisions, it's better take caution in order not to create more problems. And obviously, I can assure you that within the shortest possible time, we'll get this thing resolved.
Parliamentary.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, meanwhile, Honorable Minister, what could you advise to the people of that settlement to do their documentation transactions with regards to the alkali before the new alkali is appointed? Thank you.
Well, unfortunately, they will have to wait, because if you don't have the right authority to deal with your documentation, that's why we are trying to expedite the process. But as I said, we need to engage the relevant stakeholders to make sure that once the individual is appointed, you will not run the risk of being, challenged and getting this matter being protracted.
Woolley East.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, this issue of alcalos is a concern of all the members, because we continually receive these type of problems. Do you have a specific criteria in appointing an alcalo should there be a demise?
Well, as our response indicates, alcaloship has been following some form of traditional, practice. And if you don't, pay due cognizance to that, you will run the risk of creating divisions in the community. And find there are some guidelines with respect to that. But if you ignore those guidelines and, select alcalos outside maybe the line that the community expects the alcaloship to follow, you will run the risk. So it has to be a balancing act to make sure that, you go in for the individual that, would be the preference of the village, but at the same time, looking at, lineage of, the alcaloship in the community. I'm sure you are aware of problems that have been created in communities as a result of ignoring that, Okay? Thank you.
Honorable Member for Serekunda.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Since alcalos are traditional rulers and they are under the local government council, so who is responsible for the appointment of alcalos? Is it the ministry or the area council?
According to the laws of the Gambia, it's the minister that has responsibility to appoint alcalos.
Question number 268 of 2023, Honorable Member for Serekunda West.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, since the nation is full of land issues in almost all the regions, could the Honorable Minister for Lands and Regional Government inform this August Assembly what has been the achievements of the Land Commission and its hurdles since its inception some years ago?
Honorable Speaker, the reconstitution of the Land Commission remains pending at this time. We acknowledge the Land Commission's pivotal role in effective land administration. The current leadership within the ministry is fully aware of the pressing need to expedite the reconstitution process in strict accordance with legal provisions. This step is of paramount importance to enable the Commission to efficiently and effectively fulfill its mandated functions. Furthermore, it is imperative to emphasize the urgency of conducting a comprehensive review and subsequent amendment of the Land Commission Act. This will be to ensure that the Act is suitably equipped to meet the dynamic challenges inherent to land administration, while at the same time enhancing the Act's functionality and relevance in addressing the evolving landscape of land management in our nation.
Honourable Speaker, Honourable Minister, in your response, it seems it's the Act that is giving you the problem. How soon are you going to take care of the Act in terms of constitution commission that it will be viable? Because really, this country is full of land issues.
Well, the review has started, but until it's concluded, we will be making use of the existing one. As we speak, we are in the process of identifying some, members, because the previous one's term has ended. So as we speak, we are in the process of identifying some, new members to start the, continue the work of the Land Commission whilst we review the Act. We're not waiting for the, Act to be reviewed for us to, reconstitute it.
Honourable Minister, would you agree with me to say that the past commission, Land Commission, if not totally useless, have really contributed nothing towards this solving the land issues in this country?
Honourable Speaker, I don't think I would want to agree with you in that, because from our observations, the Land Commission had also some form of, limitations in the way they were being facilitated to do their work. That has been, a problem. And we recognize that fact. And in fact, that's one of the reasons why we really want to look at the Act. On the part of the ministry, the support that was actually needed for the Land Commission to be able to perform its function was not, forthcoming as expected. So these are things that we have observed, and we want to make sure that this time round we get right.
Honourable Member for Opanyumi.
Thank you very much, Honourable Speaker. Honourable Minister, the Honourable Member asks a very simple question. What has been the achievements of the Land Commission and the hurdles since its inception some years ago? Just the achievements and the hurdles, please.
Point of order. Point of order. 38.
May I hear the point of order?
Yes, 38. 38J, a question fully answered shall not be asked again during the same session. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Honorable Member for Sani Mentoring.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, could you kindly tell this August Assembly the composition of the new membership that you are to establish as a committee or a commission with regards to the land issues?
Substantive question. Question number 269 of 2023, member for Joshua.
Thank you very much, Honourable Speaker. Honourable Speaker, could the Honourable Minister for Lands and Regional Government or the Ministry overseeing explain to this August Assembly how the allocation of land was done in Kamalo and Kotu in the KMC region, and attach the names of the allocatees?
Honourable Speaker, in addressing the Honourable Member's inquiry, I kindly direct your attention to the comprehensive response previously provided to the member for Bakau constituency regarding the Kamalo land allocation. Regarding Kotu, it is important to note that an extension of the institutional layout was conceptualized in 2022. In accordance with the established procedures, individuals who expressed interest in acquiring land within this extension submitted their applications through the Department of Lands and Surveys. Subsequently, they obtained the necessary ministerial approval for land allocation. At present, the ministry is actively engaged in a review of the allocations made within this extended layout. This review process aims to ensure that all allocations align with the pertinent laws and regulations, including those governing land use. The objective is to guarantee that land allocations are carried out in compliance with the legal framework, promoting transparency and adherence to established guidelines, as well as ensuring that land is used for the designated purpose for which it was allocated.
Honorable Speaker, with regards to the quota issue, Honorable Minister, looking at the current areas that are allocated are part of the road reserve land. If you look at the road reserve area, almost 10% of it was not used. Are you aware that part of the current people allocated those areas have already used part of that 10 meters that was being meant for the road reserve land?
Honorable Speaker, I think that reserve you are talking about has been overtaken by events, because the initial reserve that was kept was, I think, 40 meters. But because of some alterations, it was reduced. And that is why the government, the Ministry of Lands, decided to allocate part of what was, removed from what you consider to be, the road reserve.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Minister, as we are aware that we're currently spending money on compensation, and the country is always growing, why can we not maintain the same 10 meters before allocating it out currently?
Honorable Speaker, I think the honorable member is aware of the fact that land is becoming a scarce resource. And you cannot plan your development activities based on resource that is really, not at your disposal. In the initial plan was to leave part of that land for other purposes. In fact, there was a time that even the issue of railway was being talked about. But now you have other challenges that you need to, deal with at the moment. In fact, one of the things that we are trying to address is space for government offices. As we speak, a lot of government ministries are renting. And if you are looking at, correct investment choices, would you want to continue spending money on rents and not prioritize creating space for example, government, offices, just because you want to reserve that piece of land for maybe, future use? We definitely have to look at what is currently needed within the resources that is at our disposal and which is available.
Thank you very much. Honorable members, you will all bear with me that the Honorable Minister is stepping in for the substantive holder, that's the Minister for Lands and Regional Government. But he has ably you hardly notice that he is not the substantive holder of the position. Honorable Minister, on behalf of honorable members, we want to thank you and your technical backup. Honorable members, let me thank all of you again, all of you. For your questions, both substantive and supplementary. And of course, for staying up to this time. On that note, honorable members, I put the question, be it resolved that this August Assembly do stand adjourned until Friday at 10 a.m. Those in favor, please say aye. Those not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it. Honorable members, you know Friday is the budget speech. Tomorrow is off. This assembly now stands adjourned until Friday, 8 December 2023 at 10 a.m. prompt for the budget speech.